welcome back everyone. We're back again with Boston United in the Premier League. But yeah, I'm so excited we got here. I know I said in the last episode my main thing was going to be to get the club to reinvest in the stadium. That has not happened, but we have moved to a larger stadium. Currently we're on loan. I'll show you that actually. Club. We are currently... Where is our general? Where is the... Ooh, our ticket price is actually quite cheap. But facilities... Oh yeah, here we are. City Ground in Nottingham. Paying about 345 grand a year. 30,000 seater, which isn't too bad. I'm not too... So we're sharing with Nottingham Forest. I'm not too sure how far away Nottingham is from Boston. I'm not, or from Lincolnshire, or wherever it is. I'm not too sure on that distances. But yeah, the club still won't invest in the club. But I guess it kind of makes sense. I thought we were immediately going to get a cash inflow, but they gave us cash straight away, so I can show you here. Finances. We're currently negative 8 million, but we're going to start making a boatload of cash soon enough, so it should be grand. I think our first game of the season is at home. No, it's away actually. Go back here. First home game is against Newcastle, so we'll probably make some money for that. Then against Leeds, Leicester, and so. But the Premier League table looks very similar to what it does currently. The only major difference is that there's currently Leeds in it, who more than likely are going to be in the next season, so that's not too big of a surprise. And then us. Other than that, it's pretty much standard. Stoke, so like there's some clubs that aren't too unsurprising that are in the Premier League, but like other than us, because we are 6 years in the future. But like we just had major success upon success. I don't know. I don't give myself any credit because we somehow just stumbled along the way into this kind of role. But yeah, we looked pretty good. We made a few signings. I'll show you them in a moment. But before we get into that, we'll get into the league table and just go through our season preview. I haven't looked at it, but I can guarantee it we're bottom. Of course. 501. That's surprising. I thought it would have been like 5,001. Maybe they don't do that anymore after Leicester won the league. But yeah, I don't see any of our signings here actually, which is good. So I don't want to spoil them. But yeah, so 501. So our main goal is probably to get around 16th to 17th. That's our main kind of end game. If we get relegated, I'm not too worried because we'll make a good bit of cash. So we won't. If we go down, it won't be the end of the world, but we still have a fair bit. But yeah, so we're doing pretty good. I thought I said he moved for a second. But if we go to transfers and just go to release players first. So we only have, technically it should be 4 here, 4 or more I think. But main ones that were left were Eric Lehigh, apparently that's how you pronounce it. I saw it on Boston Boys from Dr. Benji, but I still prefer Likage because I'm pronouncing how it's spelled, and I'll probably forget. So he's gone, but he's actually joined our coaching staff, which is kind of cool. He's got pretty good stats all around, so I'm kind of happy getting him, and his attributes are pretty decent. He wouldn't be too bad as a scout either, actually. He's not the worst in the world, but he looks pretty good. I think we have him as a coach for the next 2 or 3 years. Jack Holm, I don't know who he is. He look kind of crap. Yeah, the left back never really did anything for us, and he wasn't really good enough to step up. And then Gary Medine, I couldn't actually get rid of him, so we had to buy him out of his contract, and it ended up being like 250 grand. It was just for paying. He had a thing in his contract that last season he was on like 4 grand, and since we got promoted and he had a year with us, his wages went up like 7 grand. So I just had to come off because if we won another season, I think he still had 1 more year. And we've also got rid of Duff. He should be on this list. We got rid of him on a free, and he basically was released, but he's not here for whatever reason. We'll just go on to all transfers. We'll go through the odds first. Aaron Chapman, I got an offer for him, and he's not playing, and he's degraded even further. It says he's valued 82k, but I don't see it. Some of his stats look good, but I was looking at him and I was like, everything was going red, and and he said he wanted to leave, so we got an offer for 19 grand. I think we got about 2 grand out of it, just from because we only have 20% of our transfers retained, so I'm not too worried about that because we had 22 million and I was looking to spend big. Then we have Frankie Musonda. We sold him on to Aldershot, 1.1. He did good for us. He played over 100 games for us in total, scoring 6 goals. It's pretty decent. He still looks like a good defender. I'll keep him scouted in case we ever go back down, and if we go back down, he could be a handy pickup if we needed to. And I think he might count towards. No, he won't, because we got him when he was 21. I was going to say he could count towards our homegrown, but we had him for less than that. And we also sold Anthony Hartigan, so I was happy to get rid of him for £1 million. When we had him at the club, he was valued at like 500k, so we got double what his valuation was, and we basically got £1 million off him because we got him for free. And he's valued at 2.5 at the moment, but I don't know. He basically wanted a new wage, and he wanted like 30 grand, and he wanted to be a key player. And I was like, mate, you don't contribute enough to the team. I told him that if he played well for, I think it was a few months, we'll offer him a new deal then, but he was like, no, I want a new deal. If you don't do this, I'm going to start a fuss. I was like, fair enough, we'll just get rid of you. And he wasn't happy with that. So, but I don't know, his stats, he never played well, so, and we replaced him with a much better player, to be fair. We sent Kyle John on loan. He just wanted to go on loan, just first team football, so I'm more than happy to do that for him because he's going to be here forever. Duff is gone. Yeah. He wants to leave that club already. But yeah, Duff was a good player for us, but he just kind of fell off. Like, he got pretty much a goal every other game. So it's not a terrible record at all. He was quite prolific for us in League One, and he was okay in the Championship. Actually, he only got 2 goals in Championship, if I remember correctly. 3 goals in Championship, 8 in League One. Oh, he was prolific in League Two. Apologies. Yeah, that was probably his level. League One was a bit of a step up, but we did bring in McGrath and a few others, or Tony as well, and he just ended up being outstanding for us. Neil Noble, Lewis Woods, and Mark Wall. These are all just players that came into the academy and weren't anything special. But I see you guys see a lot of. We made a few transfers, that's why we're actually quite low, but some of them aren't appearing on here. Greg Campbell, he was one of the strikers I was talking about. He's the Scottish lad from Philadelphia. He looks pretty decent, 20 years old. He's like a 5-star potential. I think he looks like a decent little signing. He counts as information. He's originally from Paisley, but he's also American. So I think he basically was born there, and his favorite club was San Diego Surf. So I guess he moved there when he was really young or something, which is strange because you expect a Scottish player to kind of remain in Scotland for a while. But yeah, he looks pretty good. His goal scoring ratio was actually pretty decent. So he's getting like 2, and he didn't start a whole lot of games. He started some, but they're not too bad. Yeah, it's weird. He started in USA, then went to Hibernian, and then went back to America. It's a weird way it went. I'm not too sure how everything turned out that way, but we got him for 3 million. They wanted initially about 7 or 8, but I think if it can rise to 7 million depending on it. I think you guys might remember this guy Ryan Porteous. He popped up on our thing saying he's a potential signing, and he was decent or whatever because he was with Bristol City, I believe. Yeah, they got relegated from the Championship. So I said I was going to look into him, and pretty much I had about 4 or 5 Scottish players lined up for signing. One was, I think this is Shaw from Wraith. Where is he? Right, here he is, David Shaw. He looks phenomenal. Like, he's 18 years old in all these stats, and he's a bioclass. If we go into it, we can offer bioclass of 425. I'll try it now. Yes. He'll basically go through and you'll say, no, I don't want to join because I just joined this club, and there was pretty much all the same players I was looking at that we wanted wouldn't join. But Brian Porteous, he looks pretty good. He's 25, 3-star player with a potential of 4.5. He looks okay. He'll do maybe for a season or two, and then we'll look to upgrade him. My main plan is to get that Shaw guy in, because he's my end game player. He looks really good, but so far Shaw's played pretty well. He did get a red though in one game against we went on for our preseason. We went to Portugal, and I think they're all like what do you call it, Portuguese League 2 or Serie, or the second division teams, second division, and 1 or 2 first team. But yeah, he was okay, but he picked up a few, like all of his stats seem pretty good. His aggression's a little bit high, so that's the one worrisome. But we have a few defenders, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, he looks okay. He'll be good for a season or two, and hopefully we'll go from there. Yeah, so he's a decent enough signing. Then I picked up 2 Austrians, who I was telling you guys about. I'm surprised I got Michael Zickerman for so cheap, 800k. Basically, he was valued at like 750, and I just offered 800, and they're like, yeah, sure, no bother. 21 years old, 3.5-star player with a potential of about 5, and like his stats are phenomenal. Like everywhere you want to be good, he's good at. Like his finishing's not bad, but like all of his mentals are good. He's good as a winger. He's got a good finish. He's good at assists. He's played pretty well for us. Really good pace. His jumping reach is not that high, but that's not something you need to worry about for a winger. And his natural fitness, which I love, is really high. I believe he doesn't have a single injury. He has some, but like it's nothing like double hernia from impact role players. So that's nothing too major. Like pretty much anything he's got is just it's just basic kind of cuts and bruises kind of things. That's nothing too crazy, and the space between his injuries is grand. Like the last time he had a double hernia was about 2 years ago, if not more. Yeah, it's nearly 3 years ago. So like, I'm not too worried about it at all. And he 800k is like a steal. Like an English player at this quality would probably cost me like 5 or 6 million, which I'm so happy like I found him. And then we go on to Dominic Agensteiner. I was telling you guys I wanted that. I can't remember his name. He ended up going to Leeds, the fullback. If I can find him. Ali Abdallah. We were looking at him. He had a buyout clause in his contract for 2.7 million, and he's currently on 15.75k a week as a hot prospect. We offered him, I think, 30 grand a week as a key player, and he was really kind of hemming and hawing about the whole thing. And they didn't even match the Leeds buyout clause. So I saw the contract deal that basically they're not getting anything back out of it. Yeah, so like it's not really that high, and they're not getting any kickback off it. So it's kind of annoying, because like we offered him so much more money, and arguably he'll play more with us as a first team regular, and I'm just kind of pissed off. I guess maybe they are going to play him as a first team, considering their squad at the moment. I was kind of annoyed because we offered him more money, and he was my number 1 signing. But I suppose I can't be too annoyed. But we got Dominic. I'm probably going to start calling him Aggie, because I can't say Agensteiner that often. It's just going to get on my nerves, and we'll probably just go Aggie like Ty and stuff. But Agensteiner, he looks quality. His crossing and his marking and stuff aren't amazing, but he's 20 years old, so those will always improve. And he's a 3.5-star player, gone for 2 million. They wanted about 5, they wanted about 5, so I got him down to 1.2. But then they wanted all these extra add-ons, and it was going to end up possibly going up to about 10 million. So I got him down to 2 with a potential of 3. And the only weird thing was that before we bought him, they had to offer him to Leipzig. Apparently that's part of the deal, so that took like 2 or 3 weeks to go through, because apparently Leipzig were considering buying him, which would have been annoying because he automatically would have went to them. But yeah, he looks pretty good. His pace and stuff reminds me a bit of Akioto, so it's a good little reminder. His mentals are pretty decent. Good composure's okay. Concentration's good. Decisions are good. Anticipation's good. Off the ball's not bad. Leadership's good. Positioning's good. Teamwork's okay. Work rate's good. Tackling's good. Crossing, it'll improve. He's only 20, so everything will eventually go up. I believe we're training him in his crossing, or not. I thought we were. Okay, we'll do Is there anything for crossing? Defensive positioning, marking positioning decisions. They're all good. What we do? Final third, composure, decisions, and vision. Yeah, we'll do final third. Just because he's going to be a wing back, so you want that kind of final ball. But when we were during the preseason, he was actually pretty decent, so I wasn't too worried about it. We still have Dominic Thompson here, who's still a quality player. We signed him down to a new contract. I thought he was going to kick off and want a key player. Offered him backup, and he was happy enough with it, so that's great. We'll get into him in a second. Nathan Jarman. I just decided, since we're sending what's his name out unknown, Kyle John, I just want an extra backup player for right back, because I'm going to allow Reed to play regularly in the under-23s, because there's the under-23 league, and more than likely he'll play there. So just to have him as a backup, if in case if Tomas picks up an injury or anything, or is fatigued, we have this guy ready to go. He's nothing special. He's on rotation. He's probably not going to play at all, but he's just here as a backup if we need him. I think we're paying £700 a week for him, which is nothing really. And then we just picked up Kieran O'Hara, since we sold what's his name, Chapman. Yeah, Aaron Chapman. Kieran O'Hara. He was hemming and hawing about going to the States or something for a while, but he's been out of contract for about a year. He looks okay. I think he counts towards an English player. Yeah, he does. He's originally from Manchester, I guess, so he counts as an English player, so it's just another add-on, and he's a backup player. He's probably not going to play that often. He's tall enough. He's a good keeper. He's got good stats, and he's probably a bit of a leader. He's got good leadership, so stuff like that. So he's just here for kind of the age experience. He's been in the league before. It's going to be handy. And then our key signing, Raheem Harper, who you guys, if any of you watched my Blackburn series, you might remember him, because I know he started at Blackburn last year on loan, but we ended up picking him up. But picked him up for about, I think it was 11 million, was it? Go back to here. 11 million with a potential to go up to about 19. He had a buyout clause for 19 million, but I didn't want to spend it because at that time I had about 22 million left in the bank, and that would pretty much be our entire budget, and I didn't want to waste it on one player. But he can hit that if he does some mad things. But he's currently suspended for our first game, which is kind of annoying. He also picked up a knock at the start of the season. I thought for a second he was going to be injury prone, but he's picked up some stuff, but I was looking at it and it's nothing too crazy. Like it's bruised and stuff, so it's nothing too mental. And if he was out, it's like a day or two, so I'm not too worried about that. It's your usual kind of just smash ups and stuff, like tight calf and stuff, 2 days, 3 days, and that's just because the game doesn't tend to rest them as well as we do anyways. I always find that the players get injured for some reason when they're not in games or not even playing. But back to your transfers. So for Raheem Harper, he'll be our new attacking mid. It kind of leaves us a bit tight for centre mids. I think at the moment we have 4. If we go to team report, squad depth. I hate how it's this way. Maybe best 11? No. Role suitability. I'm not sure. But no, sometimes it's on filter. I don't know. Not sure why it's not showing the side profile. Oh, here we go. Position overview. So we have 2 great center mids in Harper, and I believe this is Virtue. Yeah, then 3 good in Ty, O'Connor, and Haygarth. O'Connor wanted to leave at some stage because we weren't playing him in his preferred role at defensive midfielder, even though he wanted to be a defensive centre mid for whatever reason. And then 3 average, Brad Carr, Ali Reynolds. There's still Ali Reynolds, Raheem Harper, Dion Conroy, and all these guys who can play in different positions. We have 4 players who can play left back this season. Good. Okay, that's good. Agensteiner, 1 grade in Leon Dickinson. He's actually, unfortunately, he's picked up a knock and he's going to be out for about the next month and a bit, which is kind of annoying since we're going up. Our first game is against surprise, but we have if good enough position or coverage in every position. One great winger. Our left mid is Tony. That's one reason I didn't pick up a left-sided player. I was thinking about doing it, but since we have 4 strikers and since 3 of them can play on the left-hand side, I'm not too pushed about it because pretty much we're only going to be playing a 4-3-3 against sides that are going on like 5 at the back or something. More than likely, our setup will still be the same as it was last season, and that's probably pretty much what I'm going to go for. I'm not too worried about the lack of depth on the left-hand side because we don't really play out there. And if we need to, we can put Carr out there. We can put out Gibbs, Tony, and McGrath. More than likely, I'll probably put McGrath. He's good at dribbling. He doesn't have a great cross, but he's a good right foot, so we can play him as an inside forward cut in, which would be ideal. He's pacier than Tony and stuff, so I think he would be a smart little just to move him out there because we've changed his. I think we've changed him up to a rotational player. Yeah. He's still good anyways, he's good stats. In comparison to Tony, like he's got 14 dribbling, good finishing, good first touch. His passing is not amazing or anything, but he has the pace and everything just to cause havoc when he's over there. And he's a good eye for a pass, so he's a little bit smarter than some of the other guys. So his anticipation and composure and everything's all pretty decent. Good flair and stuff, so he could do a decent job on the left. And then we have Tony as well, who could also go out there. His dribbling is also good, and he's got better passing, but I think with what's his name, McGrath's pace and everything, he'd be much better suited out there. So we'll get into the game now. I just had to cover off so much stuff. Okay, they're lacking match fitness. Unfortunately, Gibbs didn't actually play any games for us over the preseason, which was kind of annoying. But I believe it was the World Cup, I think it was the World Cup. No, actually, it was the Euros, and he went on tour with Wales. I'm not sure how far they went, but oh yeah, he got 9 caps because when he left with us, he was on 2. So that's good. He played a bit for him, but he didn't really get anything. No, he didn't. He didn't say anything here. Yeah, so we went to the under-21s and then the European Football Championship. So we started one game and came off the bench for 4. Not too bad. Good pass completion. He didn't get any shots off, so I don't know. He probably played as a left winger. I didn't keep a track of him. I was just too busy trying to get signings and stuff done. But yeah, so he didn't get a full preseason with us, but he pretty much came back 2 weeks before we went. So I pretty much just had him on training for leave his passing and stuff. So that's what we worked on when we were gone. But yeah, so we'll get into it anyways. So they are going to be rocking a 4-2-3-1. Arsenal didn't spend a whole lot of money, but their club is a little bit stacked, like likes of Iwobi and Reece Nelson. They're quality players at the moment. They have Will McKennie, who joined. Jeez, they made him the captain already. He only recently joined the season for like 53 million or something. I think it was 50. 33. They might be thinking of a different save, but here's the team. We're starting Greg. I think I'm going to be calling him George a lot, but he's a good poacher and he's a good eye for goal. He was good in preseason for us. He also went to the under-21 championship, which is good. Yeah, I think he'll be decent enough. He's got good pace, good stamina. He's tall enough, so he's a little bit taller than McGrath and Gibbs, which would be ideal, which is kind of why I wanted to sign him. Actually, you know what? I didn't cover off. We made some future transfers as well. I decided to go looking for some under 18 players. So we have like Richard Haganu coming in. He looks pretty decent. Pretty much a Sky Bet League 1 player. We're getting him in for 1.2 million. He looks okay. Same with Ruud Arnoldus, another good striker. He's about 2.5-star player. And then the best one out of the bunch is Calvin Reed from Hearts. He looks phenomenal. He's joining at this in January. They all are, but like he's a 3-star player already, and like he looks great. Pretty much when we get them, we're just going to set them straight out on loan, and that's going to be the main thing for us. I think the thing with Reed is that we said we're going to sign him and just send him straight out, so we might just try to send him back to Hearts or something and get some game time, because I think he's actually playing with the first team at the moment. He started 2 games for them. None this season, but I don't think they've started yet. Yeah, but he's pretty good stats on him. We went for another few players, but they didn't want to join, like Shaw and other players. Didn't want to join because one thing I want to do was just buy him and then loan him back. But apparently, when they're 17, you can't loan them back because they can't be loaned at 17. Which doesn't make any sense. But even though we can loan out our 17-year-olds, I don't know. I think it might just be the league rules over there. But yeah. So our main thing is we actually have to find an affiliate club soon because I want somewhere for them to go in like the championship or somewhere, and just so they can get game time, especially Reed and stuff, because I think they'll be excellent. And then David Shaw and whatnot. Yeah, sure, we'll just get into it. Yeah, I've just been harping on and on and on, but I'm expecting to get smashed today. If we don't, it'll be a miracle. Nothing to lose here. This is just a game. He picked up a knock for like 2 days, but okay. But yeah, we'll probably just set up counter. Actually, no, we'll go defensive, and we'll team instructions. I keep forgetting to play down the left. So yeah, we're just gonna focus on this. Main thing is just to not get smashed to bits. Ideally, I'd like maybe a 2-0 loss. Worst case, best case scenario. Ooh, Connor went close there. But yeah, I'm not expecting a win by any means. I'm expecting this season to be not a write-off, but I think we can do okay against some of the smaller teams. Even though we did have tough time with Stoke last season, that could be a problem for us because they are predicted to be one of the bottom sides. But we won't know anyways. As of yet, who knows? We could be a bit of a bogey team for some teams. Because we have actually played pretty much a full-strength Man United team at one stage, and we actually bet them. It could have been just because they're rotating some of their players, but we did okay. But yeah, doesn't look too bad for. Okay, we're only 10 minutes in, but it's not too shabby. The fact that we're not 1-0 down is not too bad. You can really cross the ball apparently. And I decided to trust Huddart this season. I feel like we might as well go try him again. Like, he's a good shot stopper and everything. His penalties were pretty decent in the. I don't know. I don't know. Good start for Campbell, but Jesus, I was not expecting to take a lead. That being said, we did play against Liverpool before, and I think we won. We went 2-1 ahead, and then we ended up losing 6-2. But I don't know. I lost the train of thought. But yeah, because Huddart has been pretty good for us throughout League One, Championship, and everything. So I'm just going to trust in him because he's also our vice captain, and he's probably one of my favorite players in this team. And I just didn't want to get rid of him. And if we do have to get rid of him, he is going to be he'll still be in the club. Like, I don't plan on selling him or anything. He's going to be here forever. It's one of my favorites. And as I've always been saying before and harping on about it, but if any of you are doing a lower league save, pick him up. He's so goddamn good, as you guys know. But yeah, this team is, I don't know why it's performing so well. If we're finding a bit of space, one thing I've been doing is depending on which midfielder is kind of playing not amazing, I take him off and I throw on Zimmerman, and we push on the right hand side, and we can drop one of the strikers a little bit more to the left. But Jesus, I think if you put Campbell there, he probably would have scored. But Gibbs is so great for his opportunities for getting into the box. But jeez, we're not doing bad. 2 shots on target. And we're somehow have more possession at home at Arsenal. Or away at Arsenal. Mental. Yeah, and our bench actually looks pretty decent for once. It's like a Reed, Reynolds, Thompson, Zimmerman, Tony, McGrath, and Pask. But I think this squad would be absolutely sick once we get what's his name back into it, Dickinson. Okay, I don't want to give him too much hope because I can imagine Arsenal just going through the gears eventually against us. playing some risky balls at the moment. Ooh, this could be a danger zone for us. And also, a lot of the players that Arsenal have signed yeah, I was expecting this eventually. The players that they signed recently, a lot of them are from like Tottenham, Chelsea and stuff. Like I think it's Bertrand Traore, who was previously at Chelsea, and I think he moved permanently to Lyon. It's either he's permanent or he's been there for on loan the last 3 seasons. They had Ben Davies and stuff at left back, or is it left centre back? Left back. A few other ones. Crap's that penalty. Huh, VAR. Ah, damn. We might have to start looking into maybe 2 CDMs, possibly. Agustina got yellow. Come on. Hoodart. Good man yourself. A draw here, I would take that as well. Is anyone not playing particularly well? O'Connor's not doing amazing. Okay, I think we're going to make one change. Yeah, so we have Virtue here. We're going to move him to the right. Drop O'Connor back. I'm afraid to go to a midfield, but I think we have to. We'll throw Reynolds on. What role does he like? He likes deep line playmaker, but we'll put him on defend, so we kind of get some playmaking then. Hagarth having a good game. 6.7. He's not bad, but it's not amazing. We'll keep Gibbs out there for the moment. I think if we need to, we might bring on McGrath and possibly take off Hagarth and throw him on the right and put Zimmerman on for maybe the last 20 minutes or so, just so we can split them a bit and possibly just find some space out wide and cause them some problems. Because we're telling the fullbacks to go on and exploit the space in the wide or exploit the wide spaces, so we might do that soon. But Hoodart's having a great game. Moussa Dembele as well. Forgot they signed a few players from Lyon actually. Is there an ultra defensive? We'll go very defensive. Drop down to 7th, which isn't bad. The fact that we're somehow in the top 10 at the moment is amazing, even though I know it's the first game of the season, but still. I think we'll make that change now. Ooh, Eigensteiner's actually having an amazing game. Ooh, decisions. Yeah, I'm going to trust in Gibbs. We'll give McGrath his debut the next game, but we'll put. We have 2 Dominics. I just realised. But yeah, we'll put Zimmerman out for Hagarth. Yeah, that'll be that, and then pull Gibbs over here as an winger on support, and then Zimmerman also as a winger on support, and Campbell likes to be a poacher, so we'll actually change him to his preferred role because he could possibly be a bit more dangerous as a lone striker up there, and just move Ty across. But just get into that then. See how they want to do it. Team instructions. Okay, if we can keep a draw here, that'd be amazing. The fact that we got the goal is outstanding in itself. Yeah, I don't think we're doing too bad. Lucas Torreira and Irving Lozano. So those are some quality signings that they made. So our main thing now is just hold out for this draw, pick up some points. Like, I think Arsenal are expected in the top 4, so taking points off them is outstanding. And like, we're still missing 2 of our best players in this squad as well. Okay, come on. All we need to do is just hold out. Hold out, lads. Hold out. Come on. Oh, shit. Good man, Hoodart. Please do not just ping it long. Or ping it long and just run out of time. Yes! A point away at Arsenal. That is outstanding. That is out bloody standing, and we saved the penalty and all. Oh my god. And Hoodart. That's why we didn't replace you. But damn. Oh my god, that was an outstanding performance. Out bloody standing. Then we're going up against Newcastle. We could get some points off them. Oh, it was accepted, but yeah, he's just recently he's only recently joined the club, so he doesn't want to join. That's what we've been hitting with. But yeah, damn, that was outstanding for us. Like picking up a point there is massive. Like we'll just go back to the Premier League and see where they're expected. I'm pretty sure they're in the top 4. Okay, 6th, but still, we're expected bottom of the table, picking points off the top. That is outstanding. I don't care what anyone says. Out bloody standing. I wonder if any of our key players are up there. Raheem Harper and Zimmerman. Okay, bottom of the bloody table. But yeah, wasn't too bad. We might have to start looking into an opposite formation for the maybe a 4-3-3 or something, or 4-2-3-1, something that like. But yeah, sure, we'll end it there. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed, because I certainly did, and I'll see you next time.